An electrician is hired to install outdoor lighting. The electrician claims that the relationship between the number of hours worked and the total work fee is proportional. It's a key word. The fee for 5 hours of work is $225. So I'm already thinking I'm going to be able to find the unit rate, like how much he gets paid per hour. Let's finish reading the question. Select all combinations of values for the electrician's work hours and total work fee that support the claim that the relationship between the two values, meaning the hours worked and money earned, is proportional. Okay, so let me actually unpack, like, what are they trying to ask me here? Well, they tell us that for 5 hours, he earns $225. So that is a certain unit rate he gets. And if indeed the hours of work is proportional to the amount of pay, which they tell us it is, if he works some other amount of hours, the unit rate between those hours and those pays should be the same, right? If he works double the amount of hours, he should get double the pay. So we're going to see for each of these which of them also have a unit rate that is equivalent to this unit rate. This is just like when you have a table and you're finding all those k values, and if the k values are the same, it's proportional. If they're not the same, it's not proportional. We're basically doing the same thing here. So I'm going to call my hours as my IV and my dollars as DV, because I want to find dollars per hour, and DV goes on top. I want to find out how many dollars does he get per hour. Dollars per hour. And they told us, well, he gets $225 for 5 hours. And I want to scale this down to its unit rate, to its most simple form. And I just want to know, how much does he get for 1 hour? Well, how can I get this to be in terms of 1 hour? Well, I can divide by 5. And what you do at the bottom, you got to do the top. And so that's going to give us 1 hour down here. And then 225 divided by 5 is some long division. 225 divided by 5. 5 goes into 22 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Bring down to 5. 5 goes into 25. 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. And we're done. So he gets $45 per hour. All we did was we just scaled down that amount they gave us in terms of how much does he get per 1 hour. So we want to find which of these also has a unit rate of $45 per hour. So let's try this one first. So let's find this one. $270 for 6 hours. Let's scale this down to find that unit rate. Divided by 6. By 6. 1. We're going to go 270 divided by 6. 6 goes into 27 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. 6 goes into 30 5 times. Okay, so that one does in fact have the same unit rate. So that amount is proportional. Okay, now we're going to move on to find the unit rate for these two, this pair. So it's $315 per 6.5 hours. and we're going to scale this down to be in terms of 1 hour. So we're going to divide the top and the bottom by 6.5. So we give us 1 hour on the bottom. Then we're going to do some long division to find 315 divided by 6.5. Got a decimal here, so let's move it over once. Move this decimal over once, add that 0 there. Now the decimal is right there, right after this 0. Okay, 65 does not go into 31, so let's move over a digit. 65 goes into 315. I believe that's going to be 4 times. Let's try that out. 4 times 65. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 2 is 26. And if we added another 65, it would go over that amount. So yes, it goes into 315. 4 times 5 minus 0 is 5. 1 minus 6, we're going to need to borrow. This became a 2. This now becomes 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. And so 65 does not go into 55. So let's bring down this 0. And 65 goes to that 550. I believe 8 times. And these are often just guesses. We just try out numbers, and if they go over, we try a smaller number. If they're way too small, we try a bigger number. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. Plus 4 is 52. And yeah, we can't go any bigger than that, or it'll go over this 550. And you see we're already above that amount of 45, so we don't need to continue finding these decimals. This pair is not going to be proportional. This unit rate is not equivalent to a unit rate of $45 per hour. It's 48 something something per hour. So this is a no. Let's move on to the next one. And now we're going to find the unit rate for this pair here. $360 per 8 hours. Let's find the unit rate. By 8, by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. And let's do some long division to find this. 360 divided by 8. 8 goes into 36 4 times, because 4 times 8 is 32. 6 minus 2 is 4. Bring down the 0. 8 goes into 40 5 times. And we're done. So this one does in fact have a unit rate of $45 per hour. So this one is also true. So far we got 2 of them that are proportional. Alright, here's our next pair. We got $380 for 8.75 hours of work. Let's find that unit rate. Divide by 8.75. Divide by 8.75. And we'll do some long division. 380 divided by 8.75. Move the decimal over. 2. 1, 2. So here's our decimal now. Flip our decimal up here. And now we got some multiplying to do. See how many times 875 goes into 380. It's not going to go into 380. So we need to see how many times 875 goes into 3,800. Okay. This is almost 1,000. And 3,800, it's almost 4,000. So I'm just going to try multiplying this by 4 and see what I get. When you don't know where to start, it's useful to just kind of like round those numbers in your head and take a guess at what to multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus 2 is 30. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 3 is 35. And yes, that's going to get us close. I'm putting the 4 over this 0 because this is the number in which we saw how many times 875 went into it. Okay, we already established it doesn't go into 380. We were saying how many times it went into 3,800. So this is that number right here. So the 4 is directly over this 0. Zero minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 5 is 3. And that's 0. Let's bring down another 0. And now we're asked 875 goes into 3,000 how many times? Well, let's try multiplying by 3. Let's see what 875 times 3 is. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1, 22. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 2 is 26. And that's going to get us close. If we went 4 times, it would go over this amount. So it's going to be 3. Because as you can see, 875 times 4 is 3,500, which is too big. And if we're being mindful, we can actually stop here because we notice this is going to be $43 and something cents, which is not going to be equal to our unit rate of $45 per hour. So if I want to save myself some time, we can already identify that this one is not going to be correct. It's not going to be equal to $45 per hour. Right, on to our last pair. $427.50 for 9.5 hours of work. Let's find that unit rate in dollars per hour. Go 427.5 divided by 9.5. Move the decimal over 1, move it over 1, so now it's right here. Okay, 95, it's not going to go into 42, so let's go over the next digit. 95 goes into 427 4 times. Seems right, because this is almost 100, and that's about 400. Let's find what 4 times 95 is. Four times 9 is 36, plus 2 is 38. Two minus 8, we need to borrow. 12 minus 8 is 4, and 3 minus 3 is 0. Let's bring down this next number. Well, we already found that 95 times 4 is 380. So let's see what 95 times 5 is to see if it fits into 475. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 2 is 47. And so we have indeed found that this last pair of hours and dollars earned is indeed proportional to the amount they gave us in the beginning. And these three had an equal unit rate, so these three amounts are proportional to the amount they gave us.